Well, guys, how's she going? So it's about 12:30. We've it's technically, I guess, day 2 of full sun, but unfortunately, it's not warm enough to dry anything. Everything's still sopping wet. So, yeah, I'm actually down in the field. This is my second time getting down here now. It's pretty much all the snow has melted. So, yeah. So you still have to pretty much drive around, you know, like if you're on a gravel road or something, you still gotta drive freaking slow so you don't, you know, get your vehicle all muddy. So, what do, you know? So, but, yeah. It's just, it is what it is. It's a bunch of turkeys down here. Turkeys have sure been going all over the place. There's a big pile of them to the north of me here. So, yeah, I lost my backup camera again. I don't think I'm getting a good ground. I noticed I'm starting to have issues with how my license plate sits on here now. It wasn't a problem before, so I don't know what the hell's going on. Because they have a... Basically, I guess it's like a wedge, I think, and once you put your screw in, the wedge opens up. And that's what, you know, holds everything in place. But I think I'm going to have to play around with it a little bit and see why it's so, all of a sudden now it's so floppy loose, like it doesn't want to stay in there. Because if that's not going to stay in there, I'm going to have to at least put one bolt in, you know, which, I mean, it wouldn't be the end of the world to have to do that, but it's not something I should have to do. Because obviously I don't want to lose my license plate, so if I had at least one bolt in, at least then it can't go anywhere. It'll just be crooked if the other one should fall out. But then I guess I'll just put a bolt in it too. It's not that often that you change out your plates anyway. It's not. I think they do it less now than they used to do it. I think when I was a kid, it was every half a year or something. You were getting new plates all the time, license plates. But I noticed now that my grandma's only doing it once a year, so I figured they must be only doing it once a year now that you have to get new plates. So I'm probably going to have to do that, I think, to mine. I think I might have to literally just bolt mine into place. Because I don't know, for some reason now it's like the little wedgie guy is not long enough, or it's not strong enough anymore. Now, mind you, I do have my backup camera on that, plus a grounding wire, which I think that's why my backup camera no longer works, just because I'm not getting a proper ground anymore. But I have that grounding wire between the plate and the vehicle, and it was fine before. It was never a problem, so why it's a problem now, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what the hell's going on. So I'm just going to start by, I guess, moving the ground wire. Maybe if I rearrange it a little bit, maybe everything will sit a little bit nicer. And then if that don't work, well, then I'm going to have to at least put a bolt in, I guess. I got bolts that should fit it. I don't need a very long bolt anyway. So it's not like I really need a super long bolt, but yeah, I don't know. It's just one thing after a fucking another, you know. It's these little problems, you know. And then I had my uncle come over because I couldn't remember exactly. You know, this Blazer's got two batteries in it. Of course, it used to be a cop car, so you know you need the extra batteries for all your lights and sirens and stuff. Of course, that's all been deleted from this vehicle, so now it's just a standard Tahoe with the, you know, heavy duty suspension on it. But I had one battery that was starting to get a little corroded, and I figured, well, it's kind of now or never, because after really after today it's supposed to kind of start getting cold again, and I don't really want to be fussing with batteries, but unfortunately we're going to have to, because my uncle has some kind of a little computer gizmo guy. Supposedly it can read the batteries, and it can pretty much tell you if you need to replace your batteries or not. And unfortunately mine need to be replaced from what the computer says. He says that the cranking, I don't know if it was the cold cranking amps or just the regular cranking amps. It's got to be the cold cranking amps, but he says that they're actually going down, so the batteries are getting slightly weaker with time. And he says with them saying that it needs to be replaced, that they could, that's a sign that one of these batteries could just stop working all of a sudden. So, and I ran into that problem with the 1586 too. I had a battery die on me, and the tractor still started on one battery. It just, it was a little slower, but it still did it. So unfortunately I'm going to have to at least fucking break down and buy at least one new battery, because I probably won't be able to afford both, or two. I figured if you had at least one good one, it would kind of help. So it's good. It's going to be a couple of weeks though, so before I can get at least one new battery, depending on the price, but I know they're going to be well over $100, so that's all I'm going to be budgeted for, really. So just going to have to sneak in one battery, and that's just going to have to do until the next month. So, but I got to figure out my license plate problem, and then figure out my backup camera. But I've had that problem before too, where all of a sudden my camera it just stops working. So I don't know. Usually I think it's a grounding issue. I don't remember what I did to fix it, but usually it's just a grounding issue. So, but I don't know. I'll just have to play around with it a little bit, and then if that don't work, then I'm just gonna have to pop one of those stupid things out and then just put a regular bolt in it, and just say the fucking hell with it. I'm not gonna play these games. It's just ridiculous. So my uncle says I should have longer screws in there. I guess the screws I have in there are not quite long enough, which is probably the problem. But I don't plan on getting longer screws for a while either. So what I have is what I got to deal with. So I don't know, but probably wouldn't hurt to have longer screws in it. But I don't know if that's going to really make the wedges tighter. So I don't know. So I got to keep my eye on that. I'm probably just going to try to fix it today, or at least do something, because I'm not going to worry about it. If I have to, I'll just put a bolt in it, I guess, and just call it job done. I only just need one that'll make for a better ground, and two, then at least the plate can't fall off if going down the highway. So, but if I have to put a bolt in, that means I got to pull that freaking whatever you call it on the tailgate, so that's gonna be fun. Everything's fun. So, but I don't know, it is what it is, unfortunately. So, but yeah, what are you gonna do, right? So I got two things technically I got three things to do. I got to fix my license plate, figure out why my backup camera quit working. That's all related together, because my license plate won't stay in place, even though it was fine before. But now all of a sudden it's being an issue. So if I can't fix it with just what I have, then I'm putting a freaking bolt in it, and then I'm calling it job done. I'm not going to play games with it. So and then the other thing is is Tahoe is going to need new batteries. So, but I haven't really noticed much of a. I honestly don't think I've ever noticed a difference in how it starts. It always seems to start the same. So, I don't think. I mean, the batteries probably are getting older, but I think cranking wise, I think it's still got plenty of power. It's not like the older engines, you know, where the older engines were harder to start compared to these newer ones. They're a lot easier. That's kind of why you could always get away with a lower cranking amp battery nowadays, because the engines just, they can do better for starting in the cold. So, especially in the cold. So, but I don't know. It is what it is. So we will just yeah, we'll just, you know, fix one thing at a time. So probably tinker with the license plate a little bit and figure out why my backup camera quit working, which is probably just a ground. Even though it was working fine before, even when I had all of it together. So I don't know, it could be a broken wire, but there's really only two places the wire can break, and that's either in the tailgate or, well, that's really it, honestly, because the wires down here don't move, you know. So the only wires that do move are the ones in the tailgate, because the tailgate obviously opens and closes when you want to throw stuff in and out of it. So, or throw stuff in it and take stuff out. So naturally that wire is probably, those wires could break, but I don't know. So I guess we'll just see what happens. I think I caught a spider web. I can see it kind of hanging off my antenna. That's another thing too, for November. I'm still seeing freaking spiders out, like even out, like, I mean outside. You would think even being in the 40s and 50s like that they would want to, you know, hibernate a little bit, but I had one crawling. I mean, I could see it on my security camera. I could see one kind of just hanging there. I know it makes itself some kind of a super highway, and then it wanted to go down to the ground, I guess, or whatever, so it would make a nest or, you know, a piece of string going down. So it's kind of strange. I honestly don't think I've ever seen that. But, you know, these these years are getting to be dicked, all right. So they're changing all the time. So I don't know anymore. I don't know. So but yeah, it is what it is, unfortunately. So, but even the ladybugs, I got a couple ladybugs that are still hanging out in my house, because that's where they tend to go once fall hits. But I know it's like they've seemed to be like slowly disappearing, and the ones that are still hanging out, they're the ones that are still kind of walking around, because that's a little more understandable, because they're in the house where it's warm even in the winter time. But I don't know if it's warm enough for them, and plus I think they can just sense that, you know, that winter's here. So, but where the other ones go, I don't know. They seem to pile up for a few weeks and then they seem to just disappear. So I don't know. But I don't know. What are you gonna do though, right? So, but I don't know. That's really the only thing that's going on as of right now is I need to fix my license plate, because whatever, that's become an issue now. My backup camera don't work because obviously I probably don't have a good ground anymore. The Tahoe needs 2 new batteries. Of course, it could just be one that maybe is getting weak. I don't know. But that's another thing that pisses me off. And to all you people out there that do watch my stupid video, date your damn batteries. When you get new batteries, put a date on them. Most new batteries have a date thing that's on the battery that you can, it's got the months and the date. So date them. These batteries are not dated, so I have no clue how fucking old they are. They could be 4 years old, or they could be 40 years old. I fucking don't know. That's why I date all my batteries. Every battery I've ever bought, and I've dated it because, one, I want to know how long it lasts, and two, if I decide to sell something like like Big Red or something, Big Red has a brand new battery, well, then at least the new owners would know how old that battery is. So I mean, it's just some people they don't think. And that's another thing. When I bought this Tahoe from that lady, I didn't have the operator's book. Now, usually when these things are a cop car, they don't really have them anyway. That's usually just been thrown away. But when you sell it to a person, like a private person, regardless if you're at a police station or not, and whatever, get the freaking book for it, and at least put the date of when the batteries are put in the book. The same with the oil changes. Somebody wrote up here, and this had to have been from when the Blazer was fairly new, but I don't know if it's, I don't know, that's probably how many miles they put on, but they wrote, looks like 8,000, I can't even read it when I'm moving. I think that's 8837. I'm not really sure, but I think that's how many miles they put on since this last oil change. But they wrote it on the freaking, the thing. Like, it's stupid. Get a notebook then. Get the damn operator's book. I got one. And that's another thing I gotta check too, is I gotta see how much oil life I got left, because since I've been using it pretty hard all summer, probably going to be doing the same thing next year too. Oil life has gone down, obviously, because it's been driven. So, of course, you can't do it when you're driving. Who knew? What do you got to be in park for this? Or what? What's ridiculous? This is stupid. Here, come on. Yeah, 59%. That has to last me for the rest of the winter. So, because I'm not doing an oil change in the middle of winter. It wouldn't be that bad, obviously, but I've already changed oil once in this thing, and that was last year. So we'll have to probably do it pretty much every year now, considering that we're going to be driving it a hell of a lot more than even what I was thinking. So it'll probably be a yearly thing now with this, which is fine because I don't have to go that far to get oil and filters for this machine anyway. So Big Red, I order that stuff online because I want the factory stuff. So yeah, and this is just getting to be old because I'm spinning out. I'm not even going to make it because I don't have the 4-wheel drive on, but look at that. I mean, this is ridiculous. And the freaking drive and the ramp is just disgusting too. Of course, I'm in 4-wheel drive low, but don't need 4-wheel drive low for this, but it's more comfortable for me, I guess. Try to get into the ditch a little bit, just so we have some traction. I mean, this is just getting to be ridiculous. It's just not freezing. It's not drying out either because it's not warm enough to be drying out. Yeah. This is just ridiculous. I'm already pissed off. I'm already done with this type of weather. You know. But they're saying it's supposed to get cold again. There is cold weather coming. So that'll take care of this. This will start to freeze down. And then that'll be the end of it. So. There. Now we can kick her into two-wheel drive high. There. Sometimes the light comes on, sometimes it don't. I don't understand that. So, but yeah, that's what's going on. If anybody's wondering, I know I was supposed to do a bowl update on my little bowl. I kind of just kept forgetting about it because I got just too much crap going on. But there's the mother. He's doing all right though. He's still alive. He's kicking. He's definitely gotten bigger since the last time you guys saw him. He's not fully grown yet. That'll probably take a while yet, but he is getting there. The young guy was supposed to bring the bull. I don't know if he ever did or not. I haven't talked to my grandma in probably a couple days. So I don't know if he brought the bull or not, and he was supposed to. My grandma's not tickled about it. But I know that sounds stupid, but see, our calving date is kind of out of whack now. We want them to be calving in June and July. Now they're going to be calving in probably like what is it, June, July, August, and maybe a little bit of September. Like, I mean, it's still decent weather even then too, but we just like the June and July stuff better. It's just that's what's worked out for us. You know, I think we've taken a hit from that as well, but I think that's because maybe our cows are trying to adapt to that now. I don't know. So I just don't know. But unfortunately, like I said, I don't know if he ever showed up or not, and I haven't stopped to ask. She would have told me anyway. I think she would have called, but you know, he's so damn busy, you know, so who knows exactly when he's going to get here. And you know, he said that before too. Like, he's like, I'll be there tomorrow, and 2 weeks go by, you know. But it's either because he forgot, which is kind of that usually doesn't happen, but it's usually just because he's so damn busy. So, and that's understandable. He's got way more cattle than us, and yeah, it's completely understandable. So, but we know that the bull's supposedly supposed to be coming. It's just we don't know exactly when. So, well, whatever. Anyways, guys, I'm pretty much home now. I'm going to go work on this license plate problem, and then I got one other thing I want to do in the yard, and then whatever the hell else. So just wanted to give you guys a small update. That's what's going on. Lots of bullshit. So yeah. Anyways, guys, I guess I'm going to take off, so I guess I have a good day and stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Take her easy.